Hello everyone, welcome back. Big Time Auto Racing. Been a little bit, man. So we had our off month. We had some vacation stuff going on, but we just raced Hickory last night in the TuffShed 250 with 42 cars, I believe, tried to qualify. Was that right?
I believe that is what showed up.
42. Yep. 42 cars and only 32 made it. So they sent 10 cars home. So it was an eventful weekend. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you know how great the finish was and how big of a day it was for short track racing in general, just to show that sheer number of cars and not only late models but 30. How many? They had 30 pros, 31 pros.
Yeah, I believe so.
And typically pros have maybe 20, 25,
yeah.
like on a great day.
I know since I've been running, and let's see, this is the second year they've done the pro route since switching them from the supers.
Yeah,
that was, like you said. I mean, I think the most they've had to that point was like 20. So
yeah, that's So that was a really big day for pros. Obviously, it was for us, but it didn't come as that big of a surprise, I don't think, because everybody knew this series was going to be really competitive. But they harped on the pros during the off season and like when they were first announcing the Tour in 12 and stuff, how big of a deal the pros were going to be too, and they proved it. So that's really neat to see that many pros. Any kind of racing that has a lot of cars is good racing to me. It's good for the sport in general, but not only that, the car store as a whole. So successful day in that regard. Me and you had okay days, very frustrating days, and we'll get into that. But first, every week we like to do a track rating thing. We have a little system where we rated the track on certain things and the final score, and we're keeping up with each track to see, who's the best track to go to at the end of the year. So, Hickory, my home track, and a track that you've raced really well at. It's kind of became your second home track in a way.
Yeah, it's
not that far away from you.
Yeah, that, and like I said, I think mine and your friendship, I think some of that's kind of wore off on me.
What track is closest for you?
That we run on the schedule, I'd say it's probably like tit for tat between Caraway and Ace.
How far are they?
Caraway's like 40, 45 minutes from the house.
Okay.
Ace is like 50 minutes, so yeah, I mean it's...
Yeah, oh, well, that's nice. And here, I'm about 25 minutes away from Hickory, so this is definitely my home track. Closer to Hickory than I am Wilkesboro. A lot of people confuse that. They think that I still live right outside the racetrack. My grandpa lives there. My cousin Tyler lives there, who raced with us, or tried to make the race with us the other night. We'll get into that, it was a crazy deal, man, because we've seen it from very different ends of the spectrum all day. Because at one point, we were top 4 in practice, like looking pretty good on mock runs, and then you picked up. You had a good day qualifying, in my opinion. I mean, you ran was it a 92?
We ran a 14.95.
95.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you ran a 95, and I ran a 012. And you qualified what?
I was 14th.
And I qualified 27th.
Yeah.
So, just let that sink in.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And, for perspective, like, at a local show, that's the difference in maybe 2 positions.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like me and you talk. You got messed up a little bit on Friday, which happens. Everybody's trying to practice, so it cost you about a 10th. Me and you talked. You ran a 14, I believe, on Friday, and that was still good enough for what? Where were you, like
14th overall? I ran a 15.
I'm saying, but
in that practice, in that practice, I was 4th overall.
Yeah. So, and then I ran an 01, and that was good that day overall to be 4th.
Oh, yeah.
And then an 01 yesterday was literally the bump of being you and the 26th place car ran the exact same time.
Yeah, exact same time. So they reverted to the other. So, but we'll get into our races. We're going to get back to the rating thing. And that, for me, the Hickory configuration and condition, I give it a 7. And I would say that's a little light because I love Hickory. I think it's a really fun racetrack. But I'm starting to get more perspective now because of the other tracks that I've been to and like seeing more racy opportunities at tracks that I didn't really expect, that I thought you could only make happen at Hickory, but I see you can do certain things. But Hickory's a very hard track. It's super technical, and that's factored into this. And I liked that to a certain extent, paired with pretty worn out asphalt, but not too bad. Like,
old girl's got a lot of character in her.
Yeah, she's got a lot. But the bumps are pretty bad. I think there probably could be something done about the bumps, but without taking away the integrity of the worn-out racetrack. Obviously, not talking about paving it, just talking about them patching a few holes up here and there. And so there's things that can be done, but that's every track. There's not But so I gave it a 7. I feel like that's kind of light for me because like that's where I've won most of my races and everything. But I give it a 7. What about you? What'd you give?
Same thing. I gave it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same thing you say. Main thing for me, which I think maybe you told me that. I think some of the grant money they got there, that's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
is pit road. That's really my biggest thing. I mean, you turn off a racetrack and you're trying not to.
Yeah. Pit road's pretty bad, and luckily that grant's coming through. So 7 for both of us on that. Signal. We like to factor in phone signal each week, and this week I give it a 6, which was surprising because usually Hickory isn't very good, especially on busy days. But like most of the time, I had pretty decent signal. Not like I couldn't stream. The Florence, like at Florence, I could stream the Xfinity race. I couldn't do that at Hickory.
Really?
But I do have Verizon also, so I have a little bit different view than you. But I gave it a 6.
Yeah, for me it was an 8. But like I said, I mean, because I didn't have any issues. Yeah. All my Dartfish stuff loaded.
I had to go outside the trailer to a certain spot to be able to use Dartfish, which kind of sucked. Concessions. I didn't eat anything this time, but I did see my dad and pit crew guys. They all ate a hot dog or something, and it looked. They just put way too much cheese and chili on it. It was the whole tray was full of chili and cheese, and the workers there do it. So I gave it a 5 because of that, and because like I've ate it before. It's nothing real special in the infield, but it does serve its purpose. It'll fill your belly up when you need it. Those chicken tenders are really good. So 5's pretty low, but like the other tracks set the bar pretty high. Yeah. And Hickory, they don't have breakfast and stuff, so that I'm being a little bit critical.
Yeah,
I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5 as well, only because I'm not, to my knowledge, I've never had anything from in there, but I do commend them for having it. I mean,
yeah. Right.
And it was pretty busy yesterday, which I mean, I'm saying when I would go by it.
It usually does take a while because they only have one window. Like it's just only one person working and stuff. So I know it's hard on them, but it's not the greatest racetrack concessions by any means, but not the worst.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 5 I feel is fair. Facilities and shitters. This is something that I'm paramount on, and coming into this, I had a 0 dialed in for Hickory, right? Because the bathrooms there, they just suck. They're just worn down. They're fixing them up, right? They are redoing them. He announced he's doing it, which is awesome. I'm looking forward to that. But this year, we discovered a secret location that we're not going to reveal.
What? Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. They're in the it's the public. Like during the day, the fan
between the hours of about 10.
If you need
2.
a stall, go there. Other than that, the trough and the bathroom at Hickory's fine. It's convenient. It's pretty close by. So I gave it a 4. So not too bad. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have worse this year.
Yeah.
Or close to worse at least. So.
I would say so.
Yeah, but not good. What did you end up with?
That's what I rated
4?
it at. I mean, I'll give them this. The paint was not chipping off the walls this time.
Yeah. People are sticker slapping in the urinal.
They are.
It's weird. It's a bold marketing strategy.
Yep. I mean, I guess they figured that whole time you're going to be staring at it. So,
no, it's true, man. I look at it every single time. But there's a gross individual that did that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He got a lot of backsplash on his fingers of pee, probably. But anyways, up next, city and nightlife / food. Obviously, this is my home track, so I love all these spots around here. Hickory has, and it's actually kind of growing. Like, they've got a lot of cool bars now and cool restaurants and good food. So I gave it a 9, and that's because, now we're driving, not far away from being able to go to the old cigar lounge after a race if we want to next time or something, if it don't end at midnight.
Right.
So I give it a 9. Good area.
Yeah, I gave a 9. Obviously, we stayed in the hotel this weekend or this past weekend, and right there, I mean, there's quite a bit right around that area.
Pretty nice hotel too.
Yeah.
Good hotel. That's good. So ended up with the overall score for me is 6.2.
Yeah, mine was 6.6. So the average of that out 6.4 for Hickory.
6.4 overall score. I think that puts them.
I'll have to go back and look. I think that puts them.
It might be third,
second or third.
I know
second. Right now, Florence, I do know is
So
which keep in mind, folks, this was only third race of the year. So
we got plenty more to go. So 6.4 on the score for Hickory. So not too bad. That's that'll hold up in the top 10, I'd say, throughout the year, which is not saying much. But anyways, how our races went. So I guess last week you went first, right?
Yes, I did. So I'll let you.
All right. Well, I'll go first this
grab
week.
the reins of this one.
We practiced a lot for this and the race, and because I knew there'd be a lot of cars and wanted to like qualify good, and we like really focused on it. And like, I showed you my GoPro. Like I felt like a pretty good lap. It didn't look too bad. Like I just couldn't get it to turn in the center. And at qualifying at Hickory, you got to be able to rotate. So we ended up 27th with when he called out the time. I was like, I should be good. Like, 01. I think that'll be in the show.
Yeah.
At least. Used to like that was plenty good. Anyway, and ended up getting bumped out by the last car. And technically, I ran the same exact fast lap as the car that made the show, but they relegated to the first timed lap, or whatever, third lap on track, right? So anyway, she had a faster lap on that lap, so that and it was close too, but it was so that sucked. It put us out, so I was pretty pissed off. Like my vlog's not going to be really good this week because I didn't do a lot of filming or talking or nothing. So, I was pissed off, but started on the pole. Like they sent us right out there. Like it was wide open. Get back in the cars, buckle in, tighten your belts as you're pulling down the back stretch, and go run a LCQ. Sun blaring right in your eyeballs. Got 10 angry people behind. These people are pissed off behind me, like you can just imagine what could happen, turn one of the LCQ. So that's what was going through my head, but I just tried to nut up, just go out there and drive it, and ended up second. He was kind of running me pretty tight, so I didn't know how tight I was going to be in the center, and I didn't want to wreck us both because of it, because I was just kind of scared. I was that tight in qualifying that I thought that could happen. So I just kind of stayed away from the 44. I think at the end finished third. So ended up sending some really good drivers and really good cars home. That was just got the bad apple because they get to come race the Cars Tour and end up having to go home because of. Even though their lap was extremely competitive, like a top 5 lap, they could come run a local show at Hickory and compete in the top 5 easily, right? I mean, it's unbelievable how hard it is and how close it is. But so anyway, ended up starting 20. We made the show. Ended up starting 29th, I guess. No, 28th, and just kind of worked my way through. Rode the top. I chilled fell back to last. On the first 40 lap deal before the caution, and then I started working forward a little bit. The second 40 laps, I think a caution ended up coming out, but the second run I ended up working my way forward a little bit on the top. Noticed I was pretty good up top, and finally got to around 12th, I think. Some by attrition, just by people wrecking, some by passing, mostly by restarts. I would usually gain a few spots on restarts on the top. And just, like, for whatever reason, the 24 car cleared himself halfway down the backstretch when I was running about 12th, when we were in a gaggle of. He had just made the 81 car, Mini. He made him 3 wide on the bottom, and I was on the top. And Mini, like, backed out of it to not wreck us all. And then going down the back stretch, he wasn't clear yet, just turned right. And I went into the fence, killed the right front. But we held on and kind of licked our wounds the next. And there's a lot of cool wreck avoidance shots, and one of me and you both in it. Yeah. And just ended up, ended up 18th, 17th, whatever, something like that. It was a weird scoring deal at the end because they froze the field.
Yeah, from what I've been told, they're still working on it.
Yeah,
which I think.
But I'm somewhere. I'm definitely 17th or 18th, I think. So regardless, not a great finish, but like I was glad to be up there racing. Where I needed to be, especially qualifying that far back. It's hard to qualify on the tour, like I say. It's something I'm working on. But what's annoying is feeling really good about it on practice, and then just like doesn't feel like a lack of execution. It's just I can't make the call of what I want. What I think I need to do. I don't want to over-rotate in the race, but I need to rotate and qualify. Like I'm just, It's just things you got to figure out, So, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, that's something, I feel like about every short track racer in the world has an issue of. So, but we're getting there. If we improve the qualifying positions, we'll be a lot more of a threat. 'Cause most of the time we go forward. We improved our starting position by 10 this week. First 2 weeks it was 6. So like, we're not losing spots. We're gaining them. I just got to start better. But either way, got ran into the fence. I didn't really have a chance to redeem myself. Because I think I would have had a good shot for a top 10. I mean, I was definitely fighting up there, and I was pretty good on the top. I was taking more risks this time than I normally do, just trusting people. Man, I just trust the wrong person at the end of it, which I don't think is a big surprise. And just killed the whole damn right front, knocked the toe completely out of the car, and it sucked. But shit, that's racing. So we'll get back to it and go see if we can't get us a top 10 at Ace and set us up real pretty for old Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah,
she's coming.
Yeah.
But so yeah, ended up 18th. Not a great day by any stretch of the imagination, but we passed some cars and did some good things. We got screwed by whatever, if it was spotter or whatever happened. I mean, either way, it screwed us, and I don't really care what the reason is.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks, right? But not here to bitch about it. Here to move on. So our next thing here is how your race went. Because you had a good qualifying run, got in the show comfortably, and I seen you fighting for a while, so you had an interesting day.
Yeah, that is one thing I can say this week. I'm proud of myself and all my guys. As we've talked on our first couple episodes, hasn't been the start of the year that either one of us wanted.
Yeah.
But I was very proud of the effort this weekend. Friday, went out to eat with the wife and team and everybody, and felt really good about it. I was very pleased with how we unloaded and how everything went on Friday. And as you spoke to, we ended up running a 14.95, which ended up being good enough for 14th. Which I went out. I believe you went out like 21st. Is that right?
Yes.
To qualify, something like that, and I went out 28th, and so I know at the time my lap was good enough for 10th. So to only lose 4 spots with still 14 cars to go, that was, and some really good cars. There were some really good cars that went out later than us that, stayed behind us. So I wish I could have done a little bit better, but we're talking splitting hairs. I mean, like an 89.9 would have put you 5th. Yeah. And it's like me and you talk, and 01, so hard to be disappointed in that. But so we fired off, and I actually got really fortunate. Got in a really good spot and was 11th by center of the backstretch. Got a really good run on the top. Top lane went and tucked in behind Sawalich and started kind of pressuring him a little bit about halfway into the first run, about lap 20 or so, and he was driving really hard. I could get he was better. He was a little better off 4 than I was, but I was way better off 2 than he was, and I'd get there and he'd kind of drive himself to clear, and so I was like, I'm just going to settle back here, and went to work, got by him when we went back green after that, and kind of hung out there, and then ended up getting on the top on one of those restarts, and had to race Riggs really hard, had to race Deke really hard, and just kind of got ran high once or twice and lost some spots, and just, I think you can speak to it. When you go to the top of Hickory, it can be your best friend, but it can also really hurt you. Like if you're going to go up there, you got to kind of make it work. Yeah. And unfortunately, last night for us, it just ended up being one of those things where the tire we were using racing up there and not being able to make the pass hurt me. So we lost drive off shortly after halfway and was kind of just holding on from there.
About getting the fence any on the top?
I did. Like I said, had some guys kind of run us. It's just hard racing. Luckily, I hated it for you, but luckily didn't get in the fence. Came close a couple times, but ended up making a run back at Sawalich at the end of the race and got back to 10th and got around him, and then he crossed us over and kind of sent me into 3, and then I got up in the blue stuff, and we fell back to 17th and kind of made another run again, and just it got real. I'm sure even for you, got pretty stupid the last 15 laps of the race.
It was.
We literally had 2 wrecks coming to the checkered on the front stretch.
Yeah.
So
we have some good clips. I'm sure I'll post them at some point this week.
And both of us were full lock on the one. Right there out of 4.
Yeah, it was bad. It was.
So we ended up
full pucker.
Yeah, race monitor shows 14th. We're thinking we're somewhere 12th, 13th.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know I was told that Jack and Keely and Danny are looking into it. They know something.
Right. Yeah.
They know that how it all is right now isn't 100%
Yeah, I mean, it was just a
correct.
weird deal because they had to freeze the field till the caution came out.
Right.
And then it was like you didn't know who crossed the line, so they have to do it manually and review everything, I guess.
Yeah. So, some battle scars, just good hard racing. It's in one piece.
Yeah.
So we'll get her dialed in hopefully, and make some adjustments and try to go have a good run here. And I guess 2 Fridays at Ace. That'll be a Friday night show.
Yeah, Friday night show. I ain't got much time. I gotta probably replace the ball joint for sure. Hopefully not a spindle or anything. Got to buy a new right front wheel for sure. I just got to buy a new wheel.
Yeah.
I killed the one on the right front. Right rear looks kind of bad too. But the right front one's like, how it folds under and just it just looks funny. But anyways, I got some work to do, but I am going to the beach for a few days this upcoming week.
Right.
Again, we just got back from the beach.
Yeah.
Which we need to speak on that. My first experience at Old Carolina Beach, because that was a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got some work to do. Not mostly cosmetic, hopefully. So a little bit of battle scars this week for sure, but that's part of it. So we'll get her back together, and I'm looking forward to the next few weeks because, like I said, we got Wilkesboro coming up. I mean, Ace obviously it's a whole different racetrack than what I'm used to. So I don't know if I'll like it, but I'm excited to go try something different out. Like, I guess that would be kind of neat because most of the time I'm on old worn out tracks.
Right.
It's not really a worn out place. So
no, it's pretty much a qualifying lap every lap.
yeah, that's pretty damn neat.
Yeah.
All about trying some new stuff out. So it was another race was played by rain. Rained out all practice. They called it beforehand. No practice all day, but the races still started pretty late. Like the LCQ started at 7. They were trying to plan it around. I guess they expected to have to drive the track all day, or something like that. So it was a late night. We didn't get done racing till 12. I think we got out of the car like 12:20, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it was pretty late.
Really late. So I know they probably didn't want that to happen, but that's just part of it. When you got 32 cars, it's going to be a late night, and the caution laps were brutal. Very long, slow, stop and go, clutch wearing out caution laps.
Yeah,
sure.
I put a old wear and tear on the old clutch last night for sure.
Yeah, I know. I did too, because it was trying to flip my damn radiator fan on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
run through speedy dry, do this, do that.
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on. I definitely wore her out. About made contact a couple times.
Oh, me too.
It's hard not to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard not to do it, but just part of it. Speaking of contact, we had our first. We rubbed nuts.
We did.
Yep. Well, you tell them what happened, you son of a bitch. You wrecked me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you ran into me.
We've been.
We knew this would happen.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this. We have joked about it back and forth. Our wives have been, I think, on edge of wondering when this day was going to happen, because if any of you guys have paid attention, even the few races Dylon ran last year, we always are around each other.
At some point, we have been around each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's
door to door. We're at door to door at some point every race.
Yeah, it's inevitable. And last night, Dylon, like I said, I kind of was stagnating with our drive off issues, and as Dylon said, he was coming, especially before the contact, and then it actually was still.
I could kind of hold on.
Yeah, hold his own after. And we had a restart, and we had already been around each other a couple times. He had cleared me, I had cleared him. Now with the tour having the choose cone, we were just around each other a lot there for about 20 laps. It
worked out pretty good with me for sure.
Yeah, and I came off a 4, and it was a, for lack of better words, high confident, low grip situation.
Yeah,
and
I've heard of those.
I absolutely just blew the doors off my good buddy right here, and smoke went pillowing. And
I hope there's a video or picture of it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that a photographer got it. I mean, as many of them as there were there, somebody should have, because it would have been hard to miss.
Yeah, Speaking of photographers, it was a very scary incident. The other
really,
night.
really glad that that gentleman ended up, from what I've read, it's going to be all right.
They said he's released from the hospital already, so that's good.
Very scary.
If you guys didn't watch, it was Isabella got knocked down into the inside wall, and she hit the very, very end of the wall. So it's like a jersey barrier instead of the actual anchored in wall.
Mm-hmm.
And he was standing like pretty close to it, not right on top of it, but very confidently close to it nonetheless. But and it hit that jersey barrier and knocked it into him, and like pretty much turned him for like half a flip, and he landed right on his face. It looked really scary. I didn't see it happen, but the video was scary. Like I didn't even like looking at the video. I felt terrible for the dude. I'm glad he's doing okay. It's just, it's a dangerous sport, man. Stuff like that's going to happen, but that was a very dangerous position to probably be in, and I'm sure going forward there's going to be a lot of regulations coming in for photographers to maybe who they give credentials to, or I know that's not the issue, but like I really don't think it is. I think anybody should be able to come photograph a race, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But as far as being up against the walls and stuff like that, that's a little sketchy because dude, like the inside walls are nice and they'll should hold a car in, but like it don't take a whole lot to launch something, or just. So it's just maybe there's designated areas that they probably will look out for, and usually the car store is really good with it, and there's never been an issue at Hickory, but that was a very scary incident.
Yeah, I think you said it best. I think what made it, that was quite the object to be moving.
Yeah. You got to hit that hard.
Yeah, that was a lot of weight, and I think all of us can agree it could have been a lot worse. And I'm glad that as cringeworthy as this might sound, I'm glad it kind of like just took his feet out from under him versus took him with it, because that would have been really bad.
No doubt. Yeah.
Undoubtedly though, he was extremely lucky, and I'm glad. From my understanding, I know it busted his mouth up pretty good. And
hopefully he gets all the care he needs for it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it ain't.
I'm sure he's very sore today. I do know my dad and a couple of our crew members actually was the first ones to get to him.
Really?
And one of the highway patrolmen that was there last night and said the guy.
Did you see it happen?
I did not. I was, we were on the backstretch getting ready to strap in.
Yeah.
Because it took the last 10 laps of the pro race, I feel like took an hour.
Yeah.
But they said they were first to him, and he popped right up, but that he was, pretty busted up.
Yeah.
So he did walk and get in the ambulance on his own. I do know that, but very scary moment for sure. Glad everybody was all right.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure who it was right now. I can't tell you his name, because I didn't even see who it was or what happened. But it's a pretty small community, So hopefully everybody makes sure he's all right and keeps up with him, because that's scary stuff. But anyway, we also just got back from a little beach trip. That was a good time. You took me down to your little corner of the earth. Nice little place called Carolina Beach. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Nobody's allowed to go there. But I don't want to reveal it, too much, I guess. But it's a badass place. You told me how cool it was, and I was kind of on the fence because I had stuff to get done, and I was getting put behind, and finally I was like, he texted me and said, "I'm telling you, it's the best place on earth." And I'm like, all right, I'm in. Screw it. I'm not even going to worry about doing details this week or whatever. So went down there and had a great time. Showed me all their little spots. Fat Pelican was really cool. Shuckin' Shack, great little spot. Love that food. I actually said that would be my last meal if I've had a choice.
Yep.
Boo was doing some pretty cool content this week.
He was.
He was out there. He's out there videoing us, asking us questions,
mm-hmm.
karaoke, singing stuff, all sorts of stuff. So we got Ace coming up. You do have. Let's see, how many? Actually, you know what?
How many starts do I have at Ace? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Probably. I've been doing the tour now since 18 full time. So, and we run there.
You didn't. So even though it was that close, you never ran there beforehand at all?
No, I had ran. Let's see, I ran the Rodney Cook there one time. I think I've ran 2 or 3 local shows. Ace Speedway is actually the first place I ever turned laps in a full body stock car.
Oh, okay.
I ran some laps there when I was like 13 in a limited.
Oh.
And so, and like I said, being close to the house, and as a kid, I went there and watched tons of races.
Yeah.
Watched Rodney Cook race there, and the Turners that now run it. They were racing then, and Speedy Fawcett, and just a bunch of guys that were really good short track racers.
Right.
And it's a tough little a tough little bull joint, man. It's a bull ring for sure, but and like I said earlier, it's pretty much just a qualifying lap every single lap. So I've really struggled there, like pretty bad. Either it don't take much. I mean, kind of like what we were talking about. It's real easy to get run on the fence there. It's real easy to get hung out, and once you do, there's a train coming. So I mean, it's a tough joint, and when you go there and you have a good night, I mean, you had a really good night because it is really tough.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it. I did run one limited race there, so like in 2014, so it's been a while. Don't really remember a whole lot about it, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't really have any goals. Like, I mean, obviously, I would like to qualify top 10.
I think you should have one.
Top 10, but
get out of there.
Yeah, unscathed. Yeah, being unscathed is coming out unscathed is definitely my main goal. We got Wilkesboro coming up, and a lot of exciting stuff coming into Wilkesboro. We have pretty immaculate plans. Can't really reveal everything, I don't think, because there's I don't know. We're still working out all the details, but we are going to have some type of go-kart race that I'm going to host one way or another. I don't know who will be the affiliate, really, but I'm going to have some go-kart racing going on. I think we're going to do some stuff with the car store, like Tour 12 drivers maybe. Mm-hmm. So, we got a lot of cool plans for the go-kart track. We are sold out of camping spots, so...
Good problem to have.
Yeah, we're sold out of camping spots. And the go-kart track, though, will be available for, regular rental racing, on that race week. I think after Wednesday. I think starting Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. You can just come down there, pay $20 and ride for 2 hours or something like that. Or not 2 hours, 2 sessions. So I think it's somewhere along those lines. And you can also rent the track. That's kind of is what's most popular. People will rent the whole track. They get a bunch of people together and just rent it for a couple hours. Mm-hmm. And it's really not that expensive, and it's really it'd be fun times. So, but on the race nights, we're gonna slick it down and have some real thunder kart racing. We're gonna do some throw some slide jobs in there and stuff. So it'll be a really good time. I'm looking forward to all the stuff at Wilkesboro coming up, and then we're gonna do also a car reveal / neon lager, not car reveal, but we're gonna do the neon lager release party. That'll be cool.
Big deal.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that if you don't get me back at Ace, you're going to get me back at Third Turn Speedway.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to put you I'm going to get you a little hip check in there.
Yeah. But in all honesty, folks, we couldn't help but smile a little bit. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I was the dishing. Oh, yeah. At the time, Wilson probably wasn't smiling too much, but at the same time...
It didn't cause me to come out of the throttle, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit I did, just because I was whoa, oh my God, what was that? But I just, that's racing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that shit happens. I did it to somebody on accident, the 97 car.
Yeah.
He jacked me up because I did it, and I was cool with it. And then I, waved to be sorry, I did not mean it. I totally didn't mean to do that. And just, when you did it to me, I knew what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't even, blink about it. But I did, I was already pretty pissed off, so just by every other thing that happened in that race, so I just kind of got out of there. And on the way home, I was like, man, Brendan, I think I'm mad as hell or something. You know what I mean? And so I didn't even text him. And I was just going to mess with him. Me and Dad were laughing about it on the way home, but it was just funny. But everybody was pissed off. I mean, it's a good race, and everybody's pissed off.
There was a lot of conversations and tempers in the pit area after the race was over last night.
Yeah, but everybody did a pretty good job. Nobody acted a fool, I don't think.
Yeah, nothing got out of hand.
Which is good.
There's a lot of guys that are definitely on a lot of guys' radars going into a bull ring. So, folks, I would definitely make plans to attend the race at Ace, and if you can't, you need to be sure to tune into Flow because it's going to be entertaining.
Mr. Dale Jr. came and
he did, and I also have to speak to that as well. I don't know if you've seen him, but he greeted me, and so that was cool. as Dylon said, not to cut him off. Dale was there, so obviously, that was huge. But Jeff Burton was there as well.
Yeah.
So
it
was cool to have two of the owners there this weekend.
He congratulated me after I B-main bobbied my way into the show.
Attaboy.
So,
it's cool.
it's cool seeing the ownership group there always, obviously. But Dale Jr. and Jeff Burton, I mean, come on, that's cool.
It's cool for me as a friend and competitor. I'm sitting there in my driving suit waiting to pull my car around, and obviously Dylon's trying to get his way in, and I got to be a cheerleader there for 15 laps. So
yeah, that's like the first time you've ever seen me race. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was.
Like literally, that's the first time you've been out of your car and seen me in a car.
Yeah, so I felt like I had some skin in the game, some involvement.
Yeah.
Wish I could have had a little bet going on.
B-main Bobby, sometimes you just got to channel the inner B-main Bobby sources. I finished second and started on a pole, so technically I didn't really do anything cool in LCQ, but I did make the race.
That's all that mattered, man.
It was
good points night.
Oh yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
Good points night. Heading into the cutoff race for Wilkesboro, which explains a lot of the influx of cars. People trying to make the top 26, getting the points, lock themselves in for Wilkesboro. For those of you that don't know, the top 26 in points are locked into Wilkesboro, and they give 2 promoter provisionals or something. 2, like basically for Tour and 12 if
Correct.
they need it. And then the other 10 are special invites as Dale Jr. or
and for
Kevin Harvick.
For those of you that didn't get to tune in, I don't think Dylon is probably giving himself enough credit. I mean, he was in the LCQ, but there was a lot of really good race cars in the LCQ with you.
Oh,
I mean,
no doubt.
Deke McCaskill, Connor Jones,
Landon Pimbleton.
Landon Pimbleton.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good cars that went home. There was a lot of good cars that were in there. And then to speak to that, I mean, like I said.
Tyler was in it too. Yeah, hell, I forgot he was even in it.
Deke ended up, relying on his provisional. And he went on to finish 5th last night.
Yeah.
But he started, back there behind you. I mean, so it was a tough field this weekend. I mean, every car short race is tough, but I can honestly say, obviously I'm not a stats guy. I don't have nothing laying here in front of us, but it was really crazy to see what the margin of being good and out of the show was. Yesterday it was just incredible.
Yeah, it's unbelievably tight, and it's going to be like that probably at Ace too. Like maybe not 41 cars, but
I guess that is one thing we can touch on.
28.
We did receive.
28.
Yep.
Yeah, they're only starting 28,
and that's
a
track's decision.
Yeah,
but I agree with it. I mean,
for sure.
So,
I mean, it was too tight at Hickory for 32 cars. Really, like they probably going forward, it probably should be 28. Like, I don't know, man. Like you can do it. You just gotta be a little more. Just something about the caution laps that needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
Just to stop it and going and having
Stuff
the pace
on
truck having to slow down the field because he's catching the back. Like they got to keep the back guys tighter or something, or make us ride around double file or you know what I mean. Like
right.
that could be. I don't see why that's out of the question. At least somewhat, where you can still warm your tires up big if you need to. Anyway, I'm just a complaining little guy today, ain't I?
No, I mean
I'm trying not to complain. I'm just saying that could make it easier. We could have been done by 11 o'clock then, just because everything would have been quicker and.
Yeah, I mean, we had to come down and put gas in last night.
Yeah,
I mean, we ran enough caution laps last night, folks, that they brought the field down with 32 laps to go for everybody to fill up because people had already started running out of gas.
Yeah. No, it was a sketchy deal. They kind of anticipated it. They did a good job anticipating that and saying in the drivers' meeting, hey, if it becomes a problem because it's a 150 lap race, we will let y'all come pit. So that was good, and it nobody had issues with gas. Almost did, but no big issues. Nobody ran out of fuel and ended their race or nothing. So because that happened a couple times last year, right?
It did.
Yeah. So that was. Were you a victim of that?
I was not.
You were a beneficiary.
Beneficiary at Greenville last year, and actually started running out coming to take the checkered.
Really?
But people had started running out with about 10 to go. We picked up 4 or 5 spots because of it. And I literally was running out, spitting, sputtering, coming down the backstretch after taking the
Were you saving fuel?
No.
Not at all. Yeah.
Well, let me take that back. Not intentionally. Now, when the caution would come out, I was killing it, and coasting. And if I hadn't have done that, we probably would have ran out 3 or 4 laps to go. But there was guys, I think the first car started running out about 10 or 12 laps to go at Greenville. Okay. And then it was it was crazy. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm glad they got on top of it this week. It was crazy to be a part of a late model stock race where people are running out of gas and you're just blowing doors off. I mean,
that's what I was thinking. It would just be so weird.
Yeah.
Just there's already enough going on, right?
Right.
Like you're holding on for dear life anyway in a late model for the most part. So, yeah, man, it was a pretty strung out deal. So it was annoying, but it ended up being a great finish, great for TV. Connor Hall and Carson Quaffle dueled it out and was a photo finish. I mean, it was a really close finish.
Yeah, it was. Connor gave Carson a shot.
Yep.
You know, those two got some history from last year.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And, you know, I didn't really see anything wrong with what Connor did. You know, to each their own, I guess, on that. Yeah. I mean, if I've got a shot to move Carson, at the end of the day, we all have, you know, family and sponsors and crew guys and people that are making a lot of sacrifices. And so to Connor's credit there, your job is to go there and do what you have to do to win the race with still having integrity and respect. And I think he went to the line of where that is with the shot he gave Carson, and they were still able to race back to the line. And so me as a competitor, when it's for the win, I'm all for that. Now, like me and you spoke to last night, there being 2 wrecks coming to the checkered for literally 10th and like 15th, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That's completely – there was a huge opportunity last night for a lot of us to like if me and you would have got junked in that last one, I'm not sure we'd be sitting here doing this podcast right now.
No.
I would be royally pissed off.
Yeah, we almost did. It was the bit of it.
And it's just –
I'll play a video on screen while we're talking in the next few minutes.
That part's ridiculous. But like I said, for the win, you know, kudos to those guys. But kind of like we were talking about, you know, what played factor in that was the lap cars. Yeah. You know, Connor was able to get to Carson because Carson was struggling a little bit getting through lap traffic. And like I said, you know, everybody, it was cool too. You know, obviously, like you spoke to your hometown, big turnout last night by the fans. Oh, yeah. It was an incredible crowd. I don't think I've ever, I believe I heard from somebody, I think it actually might have been your wife, that they were parking at the Tractor Supply. Yeah. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm glad they got a good crowd out. The car store seems to never disappoint at Hickory. Most of the time, it's a really good race. I mean, the throwback race was a barn burner. This one was pretty damn close to it. And then the one that I filmed for you, the spring race last year, I don't remember how that one ended up.
We ended up 6th.
Well, what about?
You're talking about
for the win? Like
that one was. Remember that was when Chad ended up winning it, but Riggs and Quapple were beating and banging.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so another great race. Yeah, it's always good racing at Hickory. I got a couple questions for you. We covered our race topics. We had a little bit of a frustrating night for both of us. Let's blow some steam off and talk some good questions.
Rapid fire.
Yep. You got to pick one beer to drink for the rest of your life. One beer. What's it going to be?
Storm Brew.
Really?
I know that regulates great with you.
Not me, brother. I ain't hanging out with you if that's all you got.
Dylon is not.
No, it's not that. It's not that bad. I tried to drink one real fast one night and it just didn't settle good.
Yeah.
Mine would probably be Corona Premier, and that's just because I'm not letting myself say Neon Lager. Neon Lager's really good. Had one the other day at lunch. It was real good.
I think I seen somebody walking around the pit area last night with one.
I did. I had me a Neon Lager. It was a sample. It was a sample can. I was showing off the new label. It's coming, boys. It's coming. I mean, I posted the picture already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's It is basically right now. The only process left is to can it.
Yeah.
Like the beer is ready to go.
Yeah.
So. We're getting real close. It will be done canning on Cinco de Mayo, so that means you can go get some on Cinco de Mayo if you want to.
Go get you some and tune in and watch the car show race that night.
But I might not even make it available on Cinco de Mayo because I'm going to be racing at Ace, so I might just, on Saturday, I might go up there for a little, reveal of all the cans and stuff and grab some cans, have some pizza at Two Burrows. And try some Neon Lager out of a can for the first time with mildly mode on it. Crazy. Yeah. So that's exciting times. I'm looking forward to seeing the cool moment is going to be when I see somebody I have no idea who they are and they're drinking it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to see. So it's a weird deal. Do I deserve a beer? Absolutely not. But it's cool to. I feel like I like to I've always wanted to promote something like that, so it's really neat. It's a unique opportunity.
Absolutely.
Not many people will have this, so I want to do really good by it. And I'm a avid fan of beer, obviously.
Yep.
And I would like to keep on doing it, like throughout in the future, release some different kinds.
Yeah.
And, under the Two Boroughs banner, just kind of give it a unique name that kind of has some racing relevance. So racing beer.
Yeah.
Not many of those out there.
There isn't.
And especially not late model racing beer. And
Nope.
that's what we're trying to make.
To my knowledge, you may be the first.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if anybody else has done it. They have. They're an absolute pioneer.
Yeah.
But it's a stretch because most people don't make friends with a brewery guy.
No.
And Seth's the real deal. So,
He is.
And he loves racing. He's learning a lot about it. And now I'm learning the beer world a little bit, how everything works.
Yeah.
I love designing stuff, so it works out good for me. I don't have to do any of the hard work. I just design it. So, but nonetheless, it does have a late model car on it. We are excited about Neon Lager. I guess by the time you guys, they won't even hear from us again until Neon Lager's already out. So it's probably a good idea to talk a little bit about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. So we justified talking about it. I don't want to sound like a sellout and try to sell y'all Neon Lager all the time. I drink other beer all the time.
Yeah.
I love Corona. I love Mick Ultra. I'll drink all sorts of beer.
Right.
Is this a beer that you're going to drink 10 of? No. It's the same percentage and same contents. You probably could, but to me, it's a little bit heavier than something like that. And, if you don't like craft beer at all, I recommend you give it a chance, and you might like it. Like I have a pretty good. If you like Bud Light and you don't like Neon Lager or something, or Mick Ultra and you don't like Neon Lager, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It's not far off of that. Just a little hint of orange to it.
Yeah.
Not orange peels, nothing like that. Just a.
So other than Neon Lager, yours would be Corona Premier. I said Storm Brew.
Yeah. So. And then what about Boo inspired me on this because he asked us a couple cool
Good
questions.
old Boo.
All right, you only can pick 3 things to take to a deserted island with you.
I'd say a good supply of water.
Yeah.
All right. Some MREs, because you only need water for that. So there's my food, and also can live off of that. And then third one, what's them little? Gosh, I should have.
Banjo.
Really need our really need our good buddy Moses on this. What's the little?
A ukulele?
Is that what the little guitar is?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to sit there and
that's
entertain
a good
myself.
One, man.
So I think those 3 things, I would be entertained. What about you?
Shit, I don't know. A damn airplane, a helicopter, and an AR-15.
Yeah, we didn't put constituents on it, so yeah.
No, probably a lighter, because I probably get tired of doing the whole wood kindling thing.
Yeah.
But probably a lighter. Man, that's tough.
It is, ain't it?
Because I would say water, but I wanted to mix it up because I could just get me like some kind of cool Coleman cooking set that I could just boil water.
Hey,
easily.
there we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Got all the water you need. Good old ocean.
And then probably an AR-15.
It would make your food supply a lot easier.
Or something. I'd take something.
Yeah.
I'd take some kind of probably just a rifle. I could probably get away with. But,
yeah.
But you don't know, man.
No.
Pirates and shit.
Yeah.
There's pirates everywhere.
There is.
I've watched way too many documentaries. There's pirates all over the ocean. I had no idea how prevalent
it is pretty
pirates
crazy,
are.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm talking, they're mean too. They're not the cool pirates. It ain't Jack Sparrow.
No.
By no means. So, all right, last rapid fire question I have for you. And we're just kind of filling a space gap up here, but what's your favorite Mitch drink?
My favorite mixed drink?
Yeah, just one Mitch drink you'd like to.
Old fashioned.
That's your favorite one to just have?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always different. I change all the time. But right now I've been drinking a lot of vodka and
well, I just
LaCroix.
I tried to
vodka and soda water with lime.
This time of year that's perfect.
Yeah.
From now till September.
Yeah, every bit of it.
Can't go wrong with that.
It's a year-round drink, though, man. You can just let it eat all year. But especially when it's hot, it's great.
Yeah.
And it's not that bad for you. It's better than a lot of mixed drinks. So at least you're getting some water intake.
There you go.
And it's not, not sugary or anything.
Yeah.
So not a bad combo. So we don't have two outlandish drinks to pick from. A close second for me would be a margarita.
Yeah, hard to go wrong with that.
Yeah, a good margarita.
Yeah.
But that's I would like to. If all else fails, you guys don't hear from me, just find a tiki bar somewhere, and I'll probably be bartending there. That's kind of like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, I mean,
Carolina Beach somewhere.
Plenty of
it. Cool as hell. Cool as hell. Do you want to set any goals for Ace, or you just kind of survive?
Yeah, I really would like to go in there and finally. So I have finished top 10 there, but my car looked like a modified.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like, I think we had a bungee cord to the radiator, to the, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
So, would love to go in there, have a good showing. It's like you've spoke about, I think this is the time of year, where all of us, I'm talking even outside of you and I, everybody's trying to find their momentum. We've got a lot of races here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and everybody's trying to find a little bit of momentum while you go and do what I probably should do and get away for a little bit. I'm going to go run a local show and
that's right.
try not to suck at a place that I need to be much better at. So I'm going to go run Tri-County this coming weekend and try to
That's cool, man.
Take my talents to Granite Falls.
Maybe they'll get you a trophy. About that.
It'd be nice.
It actually kind of sucked because I'm out of town. Damn.
I'll be waiting on you.
Dad's out of town, right?
Mom and Dad's anniversary. So
they're out of town.
I told them, you go on, stress-free.
Shelby ain't going.
Shelby's not going. So,
Shelby.
All that means is if I go down there and I park it, there's going to be some rules and regulations moving forward.
Yep. Well, that's part of it, brother.
Racing is very full of, superstitions and what works, doesn't work.
Yep. You ain't
routines.
Yeah, I change gloves every now and then. I'll switch them out if I feel like I'm slow.
Make sure people can see the bird. Oh, we missed something, folks. If you remember the last podcast, Dylon's bird count is now
bird
up.
Counter. We're at 2.
You're at 3.
3. When I thought I only had 1.
You gave me 1.
When?
Joking, but it still counts.
Oh, it's Southern National?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. And then also I did it at Florence.
Yep. And then you did it at Hickory.
Damn right. I got 3.
So Dylon has 3. I have Uno.
Dang.
I was too busy last night to give a bird.
Yeah,
I was
pretty busy
flies.
last night, but I gave a firm bird.
Yep.
Gave a firm bird, but it was a well-deserved one.
It was.
Part of it. I do.
What are your goals?
That's what I'm saying. I don't really have any major goals for Ace. I think just qualifying top 15 and finishing top 10 is my main goal.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really great day for us.
Yeah.
Right now, just trying to build that momentum. Trying to get out of the lower teens and up in the upper teens is really what I want to do. So, I think we're getting there. We're just learning. Even though I've raced Hickory before, the first time in that car, I've never been at Hickory in a race with that car yet. So just learning as I go. Racing's a slippery slope of your confidence, and you think you can. So it's tough, and I'm into that right now. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to find that extra little bit here and there. But it's good for you, man, because I feel like that's what makes a good race car driver, and I'm gonna fight like hell, but to learn more and figure out the car, but at the same time have a good time doing it. And I think that's very achievable in the car store. You can have a really good time and still also become a good race car driver in the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's easy to say that if you go win every race, right, or run up front every race. But even where I'm at right now, you can have a good time and still progress. So, I'm not taking it lightly by any stretch of the imagination. So we'll keep digging, keep our old foots on the throttle for sure. I'm going to probably shoot for, like I said, top 15, top 10 at Ace. But at the end of the day, survival, get our points. Go to Wilkesboro, you know what I mean? Yeah,
like I said, to really put mine, in a smaller category, I'd love to go in there and finally get our first top 10 of the year. I think we definitely had a car last night that probably could have. Like I said, we lost handling on it a little bit, but we were good enough to run probably 8th to 10th, I would say. So be awesome. Go to Ace and get out of there unscathed and get a top 10 and go to Wilkesboro and attack that head on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We did so like this episode. It's a home race for me, so we didn't really get out and do much, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys came over and had a drink with us the night before the race and hung out a little bit, and we watched some hunting videos.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, watched that video and
the flower.
So we didn't really go out and experience a whole lot this time around, so we don't have a whole lot to talk about as far as our ratings went and stuff. But so we had to fill the gaps up here with some rapid fire questions and stuff, which I think is a unique concept we can do every now and then at the local shows where we don't do much.
Yeah.
Like Ace might be kind of under the same territory because I'm probably going to drive there and drive home on Friday night. So.
Yeah, I definitely am. It's close to the house.
Oh yeah, you're 40 minutes away, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. So that's our episode 3. We got 3 races in, 13 to go. Ace, Wilkesboro, Tri-County,
30K.
Langley.
Tri-County 30K.
Yeah, Tri-County 30,000 to win.
Not only a lot of races coming up, big races. So
yeah, huge races.
Yeah.
I mean, our biggest race of the year is Wilkesboro.
Mm-hmm.
Tri-County is arguably top 3 now.
Yep.
Top 4 at least.
It's going to be huge for me. I got a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, hell, you can do it. We'll figure it out. And we'll see each other at some point during the race, I'm sure. And,
Yep.
And you'll probably run into me.
blowing my doors off.
Damn, hit me right in the damn left side. Hopefully, there's a picture of it because I would love for that to be the thumbnail for this episode.
It'd be awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We need to get it framed. So
I totally
absolutely have it in the background here. So, yeah, man, we're gonna have some cool stuff going in the next few weeks. Obviously, we got Ace, and then we're gonna do a podcast for that, and then Wilkesboro will have a lot of unique stuff coming. Like I'm talking multiple episodes, some live stuff, plenty of content, even some live events that we can have some of you listeners and fans and all that good stuff come hang out with us and try out some neon lager. So, yeah, man, that was fun. Glad you got to come hang out.
Yeah, man, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, if for any of you fans, photographers listening, if any of you have the photo of me and Dylon pillowing smoke on the front stretch of Hickory,
please send it.
Please contact one of us.
Please send it. We are. I'm gonna go fly into eating dinner, and you guys, I guess, are heading back to the old ridge.
Yep, heading back to Kernersville, Walkertown area. So then I guess you're gonna go to the beach. Try not to get fried, my friend. Enjoy some rounds of golf.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get real sunburnt, but I'm gonna play a lot of golf. Yeah, and I'm shooting for low numbers.
Gonna go get you a good base tan.
Get me a layer on, protect me for the rest of the summer.
Yeah,
get that golf tan going. Where shorts and golf shirt, little V right here till I leave it. Let the cheeseburger meat hang out, So that's my plan. We're going to have a good time the next week, and then we got to get right back into it, ready for Ace. Don't have too much damage to fix, but I'm actually going to have to go there probably tonight and assess what we're doing. Because I'm sure Donnie's over there working his ass off on it as we speak.
Yep.
As for Dad, too. So, all right, I believe that's it. We covered everything today, and we got to get back to the old ladies over here. We got a live audience today.
Yep, live audience. The wives and the pups.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go over there and fix my damn left side skirt. That you damn
bounced right off of.
Rubbered off of.
I will say you got that thing pretty braced up.
Yeah.
Shot me right back down the racetrack.
All right, we'll see you guys next time on Big Time Auto Racing.